information about that deadly attack in France. Right now, there is heavy security. We could find out what is happening with it as soon as today. A lot of people wondering about this one. Let's go over to North Carolina now. Homeowners in beach towns, they are prepping for Hurricane Joaquin. Donald Trump formally announcing that Governor Mike Pence would be his running mate. Some new developments on an issue that changes the cost of how you get to the airport. We were inside all of that activity you see behind us until we were moved back here. Literally start picking up the pieces in all of this cleanup in the aftermath. Debris like these branches just really littering streets rolled onto this vehicle here, smashed that glass, continued rolling, and ended up right on top of this tree. Now, typically, this is where the light rail has stopped here in Mesa on Main Street and Sycamore. Here it is, one of them anyway, in the newest color, their rose gold color. You know, people are going to go nuts for that. Brand new images just coming into our newsroom, and these you have got to see. It is 10:18 right now, and take a look at this. These are protesters blocking the way to the Trump rally, but this is not the scene we had just shown you a couple minutes ago. This is a brand new scene. We had told you that the 87 was open. Not the case anymore because of these protesters. Puente, Arizona, tweeting this out here. You can see they said a protester has chained himself to a car in the street. This is all to try and shut down that Trump rally. I also want to show you another one, so let me go ahead and get out of this, but we are seeing just more scenes like this. Phoenix City leaders are sounding off against recent protests, saying resources are better off working on the serial street shooter investigation instead of at these scenes here. Council members Michael Nowakowski and Sal DeCiccio saying the time spent on these protests may drain resources away from the hunt. There have been protests the past 2 Fridays against police brutality. Well, last Friday's protests drew thousands to downtown streets. Councilman Nowakowski says back-to-back weeks are concerning. You saw it right here on ABC 15. Donald Trump formally announcing that Governor Mike Pence would be his running mate. Well, the governor later speaking at a welcome home rally in his home state of Indiana. Take a listen.
Let me say from my heart, having spent some time with the next president of the United States, Donald Trump is a good man, and he will make a great president of this nation.
Pence went on to say he is excited, humbled, and grateful for the opportunity. Trump says he believes he and Pence can unify the Republican Party. Meantime, 50,000 people are expected to attend the Republican National Convention, including Governor Doug Ducey, former Governor Jan Brewer, and Maricopa County Sheriff Joe Arpaio. Well, right now, final preparations are underway. Gates are up to help control the crowds. Thousands of police officers will also be on patrol there. But one growing concern this morning is the dozens of items that are being banned, except for guns, and police fear this could lead to violence as protesters start to show up. The faint glow of a single burning candle represents something much bigger to Pastor Kenneth Heinzelman.
When we are offering sanctuary, then the candle is in the window.
He heads up Shadow Rock Church in North Phoenix, a sanctuary and place of hope for people threatened by deportation.
Allows people to resume their life, to go back to work, to stay with their families.
He says it's just one tool to help people with their immigration cases. ICE officials saying they deported more than 235,000 people at the end of the fiscal year. Karina Ontiveros says she's worried her boyfriend could be targeted in the upcoming raids because he missed a court date that he didn't know he had.
He only came to work and give his family the best.
She says he's been here since he was 15 years old and he has no criminal background. They even have a 10-month-old son, which makes the prospect of him leaving even harder.
He's the only person that he support me right now. So my child, well, he needs his parents, right? And I don't want this happen to me. And nobody.
The wind was terrible, and all of a sudden there was debris flying.
Sean Geraltz is used to monsoon season, but nothing like this.
Fences are damaged, and our neighbor's front porch is in our backyard now.
The trampoline that once stood here, now missing.
I'm pretty sure that's where the trampoline went over.
Winds picking up and uprooting trees, even pieces of wood with nails sticking out lay all over the yard. And some of the worst damage we've seen is this one here. The wind so strong a trailer ripped right over that fence, rolled onto this vehicle here, smashed that glass, continued rolling, and ended up right on top of this tree. Monday night's microburst initially left 1,800 customers in the Whitman area without power. APS crews worked overnight trying to fix 23 snapped and damaged power lines.
Right now, our crews are just working to replace those poles where they can.
It's little consolation to those who are just starting to clean up.
We've had some shingles missing and a little bit of damage, but nothing like this, not even close.
Like any 7-year-old, Amaya Reed loves spending time on the playground. It was here she would come up with an idea too good to keep to herself.
I was just right over there sitting on the swings by myself, and I thought, you know what, I'm sitting alone. Other kids are doing this just right now.
So she came up with the idea for the Bobcat Buddy Bench.
It's for kids who don't have anybody to play with, or they're having a bad day or two. So they go sit on that buddy bench and wait for friends to come and play with them.
In order to make it happen, she presented the idea at her PTSA meeting. Needless to say, it struck a chord with everyone there.
It was fantastic. It was fantastic. We had tears. We had a couple people with tears.
The goal was to raise $1,000 for 2 benches, but donations have been pouring in.
Got one for kindergarten, one over here, and then we're anticipating a 3rd one.
But Amaya's ambitions didn't stop there. She also thought of the Bobcat ambassadors.
They'll be your friend for a whole week, and if you're a new kid, they'll show you around the school until you get comfortable with it.
It's something she wishes she would have had, because as she simply puts it,
everybody needs a friend to play with in the world.